So I'm gonna be real, this is not a good thing. Like, you read the title, you saw the thumbnail, you clicked on this video, you're like, what in the world, Lego, are you talking about? This is not a good thing. And yes, I agree with you. The fact that I even decided to make a video titled this, with this sort of an imagery on the thumbnail, Mike Babcock was right? No, this is not a good thing. And I genuinely acknowledge that Mike Babcock, as an NHL head coaching option, is done. The guy's methods were old school, outdated, brutal at worst, and indescribable at best. He's a guy whose position and his spot and his role in the National Hockey League is no longer needed. Crappy human being, legitimately winning head coach, so there is the dichotomy there. But there's always a but, isn't there? When it comes to the way Babcock navigated Mitch Marner's first few years in the NHL, with all of the conversation we have had over the years of, oh, Babcock made Marner write out the names of Toronto Maple Leafs players in order of who works the hardest, and then he presented that list to the team. That's terrible. The way Babcock treated Mitch Marner is like nothing short of a bullying story gone wrong. And everybody that was reading about that learnt about that when it came out, we were all on the same side. Absolutely, Babcock, what in the hell were you thinking? Illegal? No, but absolutely unnecessary and humiliating for a guy who was just a brand new player in the league? Yeah, absolutely. But now, we're taking a look at Mitch Marner in 2026. And the fact is, this guy has gone out there with even more commentary about his dark times, let's just say. The Vegas Golden Knights are going out there and playing in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals later today, and I will be 1,000,000% real with you here. I'm a Canucks fan, I'm a Canadiens fan, I'm a Red Wings fan. They're my top 3 favorite teams. I don't give a darn about this Stanley Cup Final. Like, that's not even just to say, oh, I don't care about it because Montreal's not in it. Like, generally, this conference final to finals transition, it's just been so lackluster. We saw Vegas dominate Colorado. We saw Carolina dominate Montreal. 2 teams that, yeah, they're good teams and they play tight checking styles, but it's like, I don't really feel entertained at the idea of watching a Vegas versus Carolina final series. Compare that with the NBA Finals, for example. You've got one of the most hyped up basketball players in years, an alien that doesn't do things the normal way, playing off against Timothée Chalamet and Steve Carell's baby, representing a team that has not made the finals in 20-something years. If they win, the city might burn down. Manhattan might set itself ablaze. If the Knicks lose, Manhattan might set itself ablaze. That series has aura. Vegas, Carolina, no aura. But anyways, we're way off track. I apologize for that. Mitch Marner made some comments throughout the course of his playoff run so far that subtly, not so subtly, throw some shade at the Toronto Maple Leafs and some of his former Leaf teammates, Austin Matthews, William Nylander, etc., etc. He spoke about the Vegas Golden Knights and how this is a team that doesn't get pissed off at each other. They just put up and they do what they need to do and they win. And then, when the Vegas Golden Knights made the Stanley Cup Finals, Mitch Marner said that he's had some dark times in his NHL career in the past. And obviously, you know, he's played only in Toronto and in Vegas. This is his first season in Vegas, so what dark times is he referring to? Well, obviously he's referring to his time with the Maple Leafs. A very dramatic thing to go out there and say? Yeah, absolutely. Is it unnecessary? I would probably say that as well. At the same time, though, it's Mitch Marner. This guy absolutely sucks when talking to people in the media, and he was like that in Toronto as well, always saying the wrong thing and saying things that made his situation worse. Marner had terrible optics in the face of the media, and it was not made any better by his on-ice play in the playoffs for the Maple Leafs. So There were so many eye-rolling things that Marner would say and do as a member of the Maple Leafs. He got scrutinized because of it, and now in Vegas, where things are actually going well, he's a Conn Smythe candidate after all, he's talking about how, oh yeah, I got some dark times in my past. Chris Johnston tweeted this out yesterday. Mitch Marner didn't want to elaborate on his comment about going through dark times earlier in his hockey career, but he says he will if the Golden Knights win the Stanley Cup. Oh boy. Toronto Maple Leafs fans are absolutely not having this. And a lot of the replies go out there and say the same thing. Mitch Marner is bad at giving interviews, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, these are all things that we've come to expect out of Mitch Marner, a petty guy. He's 29 years old. How is he going out there and talking about this stuff? Like, you're in the Stanley Cup Finals, bro. Stop talking about the Maple Leafs. The top comment on the R Hockey subreddit says the best thing for Marner would be to never talk to the media. Ever. For real, just shut up. The way they moan about the media as if Marner is the first pro athlete ever. LMAO. And I think this comment says it the best. Marner seems like the cringe person in the friend group who mopes and leaves the group chat without saying anything. I guess I'll just leave if no one wants me here, ha ha. That is the best way I've seen it described. But it got even crazier when you saw this tweet go viral on Twitter. 100,000 views and 1,000 likes. Look at what Cams went out there and said. Babcock was low-key right to psychologically torture this idiot. And you know what? I'm just gonna, leave that on the screen for a little bit longer. I'm not saying they're right, but I am saying I kinda get it. You know, Marner... what's going on with this dude, man? Mike Babcock absolutely was the worst coach imaginable in recent NHL history when it comes to doing things that just straight up belittle and humiliate his players. That's a given. But this tweet, man, I get it. It's part satirical, but a lot of it is like, I see where you're coming from. A bunch of replies go out there and say, hey, I might be on Team Babcock now. You're so bitter that you're saying it was right for a teenager to be getting abused by his coach? Another reply said 100% Babcock was right to do what he did. Babs knew what kind of a person Mitch was. And I think that's one of the biggest pieces of food for thought that we could present in this situation. Oh, Mitch Marner is a guy that didn't really get treated the best in his NHL career at the beginning. I'm not going to say it was good for him to go out there and experience that. But at the same time, this is a dude where drama has followed him around everywhere. Even when there is no more drama to be had, he makes it worse by igniting that flame that leads straight to his time with the Maple Leafs. And I'm not saying that he deserved what he got. But what I am saying is I see what people are talking about. And that's why we're making this video with a ridiculous title and a ridiculous thumbnail. Babcock was right? Are you kidding me? Lego, this is a terrible thing for you to say on the internet. But hey, Mitch Marner, he went through dark times earlier. It's no longer dark. Right? Things are going well now. If they win the Stanley Cup, we'll hear about even more of these dark times for Marner and his entire time with the Maple Leafs. We'll see what happens. But with all that said, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Mitch Marner and the way he has displayed himself in the playoffs and in the media over the past few weeks, as it pertains to the Vegas Golden Knights and as it pertains to his time in the Toronto Maple Leafs organization? Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.